Illinois lawmakers will be returning to Springfield next week to vote on a sweeping clean energy package. But supporters of a deal backed by Governor Pritzker admit that there will be trade-offs to stop 3 nuclear power plants from closing. So to talk more about the ongoing negotiations, Jennifer Walling from the Illinois Environmental Council. Jennifer, thank you for being with us. The goal here is 100% carbon-free energy. That means coal out by 2035, natural gas by 2045. All of this by 2050. How does the governor's plan get us there?
Well, we are very excited about the governor's proposal, which shares a lot of the goals of the Clean Energy Jobs Act. It puts Illinois towards a path of healthy, carbon-free energy, which is great for the air that we breathe. It's a bill that works on making sure that renewable energy has what it needs to develop, that we have what we need in terms of economic development for the state, but we do it because we have a chance to pass the most important, comprehensive, and equitable climate bill in the country through the measures that are in this piece of legislation. It's a really exciting time, and we're excited to see lawmakers consider this proposal.
So Illinois' 3 nuclear power plants, the nuclear power plants would benefit by $700 million in subsidies. So that really puts customers on the hook. Do you know what that works out to be? And what is that money? What do those subsidies actually go toward?
So I think the important thing here is that Exelon is getting $5 billion less than they demanded. And there are a number of utility accountability measures that are within the bill, so we don't end up with another ComEd scandal again. There are provisions that would increase rates on a yearly basis that are already in law that are actually rolled back by this piece of legislation. This is an important piece of legislation to make sure that consumers' bills stay low and that they are paying for what consumers want, which is clean, renewable energy.
And you brought up that scandal here. The legislation also compels state regulators to look into the illegal lobbying practices there. Can you expand on that and how it also ends the formula rates?
Yeah, so passed into law many years ago. There's a formula rate that doesn't require ComEd to show any performance standards. Now there's performance rate making that makes sure that rates are based on reliability, equitability, affordability, and it creates rigorous new ethics and standards. I think that this bill is really showing how grassroots community, people who support renewable energy, people who support equitable job development throughout the state have really triumphed over these companies that have been pouring money into campaign contributions for decades. This is really exciting as well in terms of what we've accomplished on the ethics front and what we've accomplished in terms of clean renewable energy.
Just a few seconds left, Jennifer. We saw environmental activists in Oak Park. There is a lot of passion for this. Do you think both houses will go along with this? And what's the impact on jobs in that sector?
I think that we're asking all of our supporters to contact their lawmakers because this is a bill that is supported by people. It was written by communities, and we need to make sure that lawmakers know next week that we need to pass this bill. There are so many reasons that this is urgent, and we see this coming up for a vote next week with a huge amount of support across the General Assembly.
Jennifer Walling with the Illinois Environmental Council. Nice to talk with you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Airlines are buying up all the Boeing planes that have been sitting around since the pandemic hit. See how many are now waiting for buyers.